Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Bitcoin, see what's going on. We're testing our macro point of control there at about 97,000. Nice little bullish pattern here, but you got to recognize, folks, if the volume doesn't continue, we may not break through. And if you didn't catch this already, too, we saw a surge of volume. It was pretty significant buying pressure from 94.5 up to about 97.5, and that happened in less than like 2 hours. So it was a pretty significant run. So a lot of altcoins kind of got injected with some extra volume. And if we take a look here, it was just in case you're not familiar, China confirms plans to begin trade negotiations with the United States. So that's kind of what happened last night, and it pumped everything up. And I just kind of, friendly reminder, careful FOMOing in because we do have a Fed meeting today, which is essentially going to happen here in just a few hours. So bear that in mind. Generally best not to try to trade into that. So what we want to look at here first, let's start with the obvious. Bitcoin dominance is just taking off, continuing higher. So this is generally unfavorable for altcoins, mainly because when Bitcoin dominance increases and the price of Bitcoin goes up, altcoins tend to follow. What I mean by that, they follow down, they go down. So that puts us in one of these two categories. We either see the price of alts dump or go down here soon if Bitcoin dominance continues to rise. So just kind of understand that money's flowing into Bitcoin and away from alts right now. And we're starting to see kind of the starting point there where all the profits from yesterday on altcoins is going to be getting taken here soon. Okay. So just some things to kind of be mindful of. You kind of look at most charts, they all look the same here. They shot straight up and they're coming back down in all reality to likely fill the fair value gaps that were created. So just some things to kind of be mindful of there. So we'll go ahead and focus on Bitcoin, see what's going on. I just want to kind of preface and let you know that. So when we look at the back-end liquidation data, we're going to be looking at the liquidation above. If I recall correctly, there's 98 to 98.5. There's an area above the price action still left remaining. Yeah, so roughly 97,700 to 98.5 is a close approximate there. That little $500 to $1,000 range there, just above the price. So we could very well see a candle wick up there to sweep those shorts, and then for the price to pull back down or continue higher. Today's a fundamental catalyst, folks. We don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, yesterday was an indication of how volatile the market can be in either direction. So truth is today, I think they're not anticipating an interest rate increase or decrease. So with it being kind of break even, you would expect that the price action to be kind of sideways. But as soon as Jerome Powell gets up there and starts talking, it's gonna go pretty crazy. If we take a look here, though, we can recognize as well liquidation delta shifted from basically 6 billion in shorts to about 8 billion in longs in that was maybe 2 or 3 hours. So that was just a bad day for a lot of short traders. I had some shorts open too, and I recommend to my community to consider closing them just because of how volatile the market was. And the truth is, those trades are still in good shape because they're low leverage, but they're still in the red, right? So just kind of it's par for the course. Unfortunately, you kind of got to take one for the team, so to speak, when this happens. Considering everything was fully bearish yesterday, we're going to break down further, and we get a nice positive news. It's kind of one of those bittersweet things, right? Where you're shorting and you're kind of mad that the price doesn't go down, even though you're kind of happy that your spot bags go up at the same time. So it's bittersweet in a good way. So I'm not super upset with that. Anyways, we got the local point of control here at open interest 95,000. So if we do see the price pull back down, that would be a logical place to consider taking a long, just based on the fact that that's a super heavy area in which people have purchased the most Bitcoin, at least here locally. All right, so take a look at the daily time frame. Let's recognize this here. We went from like bearish divergence, and I'm guessing we're going to see some bullish convergence now. Look at this MACD. Nope, just kidding. We're not gonna diverge. We're just gonna turn right around. We also see a stochastic swing here, which it's hard to really trust that. Still very early, but if the volume continues, that's what we really got to pay attention to. We can also see here 70 on the RSI is getting closer. We're right there with the money flow index. So honestly, it's kind of a mixed bag of just like who knows what's going on based on that significant shift and that turnaround. But what we got to do is just continue to pay attention to the volume and see kind of where that puts us here soon. For right now, though, volume on the 4-hour time frame, it's substantial enough to be able to maintain this range. So there's a decent chance we do see that 98.5 as a potential candle wick up there just to ruin some people's lives, and then for the price action to come back down. There's a good chance of that. I don't foresee seeing anything over 100,000 for Bitcoin right now. That's just my thoughts. Having said that, though, MACD is converging. 4-hour time frame is looking fairly strong. Majority of these indications are good, where we've got the money flow index above the RSI now. That's usually a favorable sign. And then we got our RSI above the moving average. So those are mostly favorable. Granted, this time yesterday, it was looking the exact opposite. So that's just how crypto is, folks. You got to kind of get on board with how ridiculously volatile it can be. But there's a fair value gap here that was created as low as 95,000. Once more, that speaks to that open interest range at 95K. And also our local point of control at 94.5. So 94.5, 95K, those are the two local support ranges. And at this point, the price does pull back. 95,000 seems like a very logical pivot point, just because that would put us in a position where we'd still be establishing higher highs and higher lows, and then it would give us enough momentum to push us a little bit higher. So that's kind of where we're at there. All in all, it is what it is. What else can you say? It's just kind of funny how, like, you can work all day and be like, yeah, everything's going down, and then just one random social media post and everything just goes to hell. So it's funny how that works out. But that's how crypto is, folks. Just get used to it. If you don't like it, you better get out of here. Keep in mind, this does work out favorably too if you were the lucky ones to have taken some longs based on just I would say luck, because there was really nothing telling us the price was going to break out. So congrats to those who are able to get some fortunate profit there. Just don't forget to secure profits right now, because we're in a weird place. Honestly, when you have this kind of a push, the likelihood of pulling back is quite high, and I really don't like the way the Bitcoin dominance is behaving. So altcoins, I think, are subject to some significant correction here soon. So we will see. Be careful trading into the FOMC today, folks. We'll look forward to seeing it tomorrow, hopefully in a better place. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thank you again so much for your time. Don't forget to join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Got a lot of good stuff there. Thanks so much again for always liking my Twitter post too, for those who are doing that. Appreciate that. Obviously, like the video here as well before you go. And make sure you check us out at Bitunix too. May 14th is the cutoff for this current deposit bonus. So be sure to take advantage of that. All right, folks, have a good one. See you in the next one. Take care.